Let's talk about Michael Cohen, what kind of man this is. This is the kind of guy who claimed in connection with that story that there's no such thing as spousal rape. This is a legal genius. Right. Completely false. The guy doesn't even know the law. He's a thug. Your friend is a thug.
Well, thank you. That's $1 million.
No, that's
$1 million. $1 million. You know what? You're a thug. Anyone who would come on here.
The hype getting hot and a little bit of hysteria there. The attorney for porn star Stormy Daniels escalating his battle with Michael Cohen, President Trump's personal attorney. In the latest turn in this deal, Daniels is now suing Cohen for defamation. Joining us is David Schwartz, friend of Michael Cohen's, as well as his attorney in another matter, not this one. Counsel, thank you for taking the opportunity.
Thank you.
It is good to see you, but the first question is an obvious one. As handsome as you are, why am I not across from Michael Cohen? He is an avid defender, an ardent defender of the president and himself.
Sure, he's an avid defender of the president. He's going to handle this case in a court of competent jurisdiction. That's what this is all about. You know, he's involved. There are a lot of investigations going on, and it's best that he doesn't handle this case on TV. And cases are litigated in front of as great as you are, Chris. Cases are litigated in front of judges in courts, and this case, both cases, are completely frivolous.
But Avenatti, the lawyer for Daniels, is playing the hype game in the court of public opinion, and it is working because you just had more people watch Stormy Daniels on 60 Minutes than watch Donald Trump after he won the election. Are you worried that the resonance is going to create relevance?
Well, so first of all, the 60 Minutes interview, what was that? It was a big thud. You know, yes, he's a master at building up this situation. He's a master at PR. But when you come, you know, he showed us pictures of videos, of CDs, showed us all of this. It's a big thud. What did we learn from that 60 Minutes interview? That 12 years ago, some guy came up to her in a parking lot and threatened her. You know, up till that point, he was leading us to believe it was Michael Cohen, that Michael Cohen was the one threatening. What did we learn from that interview? Michael Cohen didn't make one threat. Michael Cohen's never spoken to Stormy Daniels. So what this guy says is a threat is a complete fiction. I don't know where he's from, but you know, you're from Queens, I'm from Brooklyn. You know, that ain't a threat where we're from, where two lawyers speak to each other about a damages clause in a contract, and somehow he interprets that as a threat.
So let's look at the different avenues of legal exposure for Cohen. This latest suit is defamation. That is, you said that Cohen is, by saying that this is a lie, that none of this happened that way, it's defamatory. You hurt her reputation.
That's not the statement.
So he never called her a liar.
No, defamation is a very, you have to look at the statement itself. And what's one of the elements of defamation? A false statement.
Right.
All he said was, the only statement in question is, it doesn't matter whether something's true or not, it could still hurt a person. And I will do anything to defend Mr. Trump. That's the statement at hand. One of the elements that has to be proven is...
No, but hold on. She's also alleging, through her attorney, that Cohen has said that the way this deal was done and threats that were made, that all of those suggestions are lies, and that's what they're saying is the truth. So they're saying it's defamatory.
The defamatory statement is the defamatory statement is in that complaint.
Right.
And that case will be dismissed on motion papers. That case is going nowhere.
No discovery.
No discovery at all. A judge on defamation, a judge will look at that statement. It doesn't even pass the smell test. It doesn't come close to Now I'm handling a defamation case from Michael Cohen against BuzzFeed. And there are serious defamatory statements in that case. And I hope we get to talk about that at some point in the future.
Wait a minute. Are you acknowledging that he was being defamatory about BuzzFeed?
No.
Michael Cohen?
No, we're suing.
Oh, you're suing them for defamation.
When you said I'm handling a legal matter, that's
I was going to say, you're going to be one and done here, Schwartz.
Okay, first, let me make that clear.
Please.
We're suing BuzzFeed for the fake dossier of all the statements.
Right.
Michael Cohen, you know, was in Russia. Michael Cohen was you know, doing all these things. And I'd like to discuss that case at another time.
Well, and I've made that invitation to Michael as well. When he wants to discuss those things, he's going to have an opportunity to be tested upon the same. Then there's the other exposure of how this deal went down. Stormy Daniels, her attorney, cannot bring an action against you for campaign violation. That would have to be the FEC. I say you as counsel for Cohen. Right. Does he still maintain that he paid this $130,000 of his own money and it wasn't done with eyes towards helping the campaign?
First of all, Avenatti's litigating that in his papers. What's
Right.
what's his end game? You're right. It's a federal elections campaign issue investigation.
Well,
All
he'd
right, so
say it's
why-
ancillary to his
It's
theory of the case that this
nothing
was
to do
under
with this
duress
case.
and it was done under threats
Let
and
me
it was
answer
done
your
wrongly.
question. So bottom line is $130,000 paid. It's pursuant to a contract, a legal contract. It's to protect reputation, it's to protect business, and it's to protect family. It has nothing to do with the election. And that's
Timing?
This timing, all right, that's all speculative and guesswork, but it has nothing to
It's
do.
correlative. It may not
Okay,
be
but
causation,
you
but it's
can't-
correlative.
you
It's
can't-
just weeks before.
You hit it. You hit it. There's no causation, okay? And
Well, I'm
so-
saying that's the
and so-
issue. I'm
right.
not saying there's no causation. I'm saying that's the issue.
You can't base a case on speculation and guesswork. That would be a very dangerous precedent because every person running for Congress,
Well, why did-
every
all right,
person,
sorry.
no, because then any business transaction that's done could be considered a campaign contribution. Do you realize how dangerous that is?
It would have to involve the principal, the candidate in this case, and it would have to be done in a way that seems to try to motivate the campaign during that time. When he created the LLC, I know he says he didn't create the LLC just for this purpose, but whatever. When he created the LLC, why did he do this then? He had years to settle this case.
Because this is when it all went down, and to create an LLC. And to enter-
Avenatti says he went to them. Cohen went to her.
Avenatti makes no sense whatsoever.
Boy, is that true or not?
LLCs are created every single day for CEOs, lawyers, doctors,
Right.
politicians to enter into NDOs so they could avoid litigation and save the embarrassment for their family. It happens all the time.
Right. But who did Cohen approach Stormy Daniels through counsel and say, I want to do this deal right now?
Stormy Daniels was shopping the best deal she could possibly shop. So people call it hush money. I call it legal extortion because when you have a situation from 12 years ago and now all of a sudden you want to try to collect as much money as possible, that's called legal extortion.
Motivations aside, are you saying that the way this worked, the timing matters, that Cohen didn't, close to the election date, seek out Stormy Daniels and say, let's quiet this up right now?
She admitted on 60 Minutes. She was shopping the best deal possible, and then her lawyer called it. She said it right on 60 Minutes, and then her lawyer called her and said, this is going to be the best deal. They were shopping it to all kinds of places.
So you're saying that her lawyer shopped it to Cohen?
I'm not speculating on who
Matters.
contacted who first, okay?
Kind of matters.
Okay, it kind of doesn't matter, okay? Because she was shopping this deal around, and let's for argument's sake, let's say Michael reached out first. It doesn't matter. It's no violation of campaign election. It's not a violation of FVC at all.
So Avenatti's big stick that he's using in the court of public opinion is Cohen's hiding. He won't come out. He doesn't want to talk about this. The president told him to be quiet because they know they have exposure. If he felt so good about these facts, he'd come out and argue them himself.
The facts are great, and you're going to see him come out in a big way. Who knows? Maybe it'll be with you, because I know that he's been on your show many times.
He always has the opportunity to be tested.
He will come out in a big way on this case. Once the facts settle out in court, he will be all over the place, and he will absolutely annihilate this guy.
The other two main components of this that the Daniels and Avenatti case depends on is, one, this wasn't a legitimate agreement, and two, the damages clause is unconscionable. So this $1 million every time they say it, it won't stand up in court, and it wasn't a deal because Trump didn't sign it.
Right.
What's your rebuttal?
It was an airtight agreement. The agreement was between EC LLC and Stormy Daniels.
Why was there a SIG line for DD?
I'll get to that. There was a contract, there was consideration, money was paid to Stormy Daniels. Rock solid agreement. There was a signature line for DD to give Michael Cohen the option if he wanted to make DD a party. He chose not to. Two parties to a contract, signed. It was a quid pro quo between the two parties. Money was paid. She's in violation of this agreement. And agreements are agreements. We're governed by contracts in this country. And when you violate an agreement, which she did, there's going to be a penalty.
$1 million per penalty
Yes.
is seen as being a threat by Avenatti.
Well, who? A threat. Okay, so a damages. First of all, she had a lawyer, right? So she had a lawyer negotiating a contract. So if Michael Cohen was speaking to the other lawyer and said, okay, you know, your client is going to be liable for damages, and it's $1 million per breach. I don't know where this guy's from. I don't know. That's not a threat. That's something that's enforcement of a damages
One
clause.
other question here that's a material fact for people. The $130,000 is an odd number. People keep contextualizing it with Karen McDougal. They had nothing to do with each other in terms of she got $150,000, but the numbers aren't close because of any coordination. They had nothing to do with each other. They were done years apart. But where did that number come from? Did Cohen suggest it, or was it suggested to him?
It's part of a negotiation. So there's always numbers thrown around, and they settled on $130,000. It's not that odd. It's really not that odd. It's a negotiation. I've settled on numbers, you know, $127,000. It's the way the negotiation.
Right, but usually it's a metric of some type of perceived damages. I'm just wondering, because it would bolster your case that she was shopping this and this was the number on the table. If that was the number that was presented to Cohen, you're saying it was a negotiation.
She admitted it on TV. She got as much money as she possibly can. She said it. That was the best deal she could get. And you know what else she admitted to? She admitted to the fact that she entered into a strict contract. You remember that language that she used? Strict contract. She knew that she was entering into a contract. She knew what the terms were.
Right.
And that was very telling.
Another thing that we're trying to get here is that her lawyer at the time, and then I got to wrap after this, is saying that this is in his reckoning of how this went down. He needs to be released from his privilege with her, you know, with the confidentiality that he has. Avenatti hasn't made that happen yet. It's interesting why he doesn't want that lawyer to speak. We'll see what happens. Mr. Schwartz,
Great seeing you.
thank you,
Thank you
counsel.
very much.
Appreciate you representing it.
Appreciate
Let your client know. He's always welcome here to be tested.
He knows and he respects that.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Allison.
All right, Chris, President Trump